Certainly makes me want to go out there and maybe have a look. That's very impressive indeed. We've got time for questions. Questions, straight away. Hang on, let me bring in the mic. Do you want to interrupt? Yes, please.
I'd like to know, where did you put all that soil and sediment?
Do you know what? I intentionally don't put that in my presentations because it always is the first question and encourages people to ask. That sediment has been stockpiled on 3 local farms. We did testing through the Canning Centre before we took it out, so we knew what was in there. Basically, it is everyone's fertiliser. So what we're doing is stockpiling it, and we're allowing it to leach over X number of years to get that salt level down, and then those farmers are actually going to spread it on some of their poor sandy soils. So we actually just did another test of it about a month ago, and it's not ready yet. It's still got a bit more leaching to do. So we'll use that there at the moment. Yeah, it's big piles.
Anyone else?
20,000 tonnes, did you get it all?
Oh, 20,000 cubic metre we got out. I mean, there's still more in the lake.
How much more was left?
Lots. Lots. So we're hoping that as we open up that flushing channel and just gradually year by year we can road the rest of it down. It's good to get that big chunk out of it to start with, because that made a difference. You saw the photos.
Has it brought more birds back, like bird watchers reporting any changes?
We haven't got any changes reported yet. But what we've still got is those same species there. We've got some hooded plovers that live there, and they're still perfectly happy, scattering around the bush, on the beach. And the water birds are all still very much using on the same pattern. So we haven't really noticed any changes. But also in saying that, we had 20 years of their records, and we've only had 12 months since really some major changes as well. So those guys are definitely keeping an eye on things. And we're actually getting a new bird hide in as well. So that will help to increase that community monitoring of it as well going into the future.
That was a fabulous talk. We work with turtles, and lakes do dry out and turtles just go into the mud. When you were dredging, was there any sign of turtles or nesting or anything?
No, we don't have any turtles in that lake. We've got turtles in other places upstream of it, but there's no turtles in it. And a lot of questions I always get as well about fish. Do we have fish in the lake? And what we found, because there's never been formal monitoring or anything, DSC or anyone has never done anything on it because it's not been a listed lake of any importance. But in talking through the old people, and I even did an oral history with a 95-year-old who grew up around there, and they never speak about fish, they never speak about turtles in there. They talk about a time in like the 30s or 40s where someone tried to stop the lake and it died out and the fish all died. So we haven't really got any evidence of any of those sorts of animals in there.
What's the salinity of the water in the lake now?
Oh, what are we down to? You should ask that. We were triple seawater. We're still above seawater, but only just. When I did that was in about November that I did that. So obviously the water's been dropping and it will be concentrating up again. But I didn't put up, but the graph, went up. We've actually, in the last ones in the last year or so, have been sort of coming on have been down again. We actually made a bit of a drop in it. We have had really good summer rainfall, which you have to take into account as well. So we're probably between 1 and 1.5, 1 and 2 times seawater at the moment, which is bloody good for out where we are.
Actually, I've just got a quick question about the fringing vegetation. Are you seeing any changes yet in that, or further upstream, any improvements in the veg quality?
Not yet. Again, it's early. It's very early days still. Now the vegetation, what we've got is 3/4 of the lake is surrounded directly by farmland. There's only from here to the wall of fringe before it's cropping land. The other side, the final quarter, is a bush reserve, which is really, really good. There's a lot of dead standing in vegetation, and what I was actually really impressed about in the change of attitude was when we started the project, a lot of the water skiers said, can we clear that last bit out, the bit they didn't get in the 60s, so the standing veg? And I went, hell no! But what has happened is in about the last 12 months, some of those water skiers are actually, when people say that, some of the guys have been really involved and now saying, no, those trees are for the birds. We're leaving them, and that's the water skiers saying that. And that's been a really, really good change. So, yeah, no change yet, but hasn't been long enough. Time. I was here 10 years.
Fantastic. Please welcome, thank Ella, I should say. Welcome her.